What's up everyone, welcome to the video. Today I have a sweet Fennec Shand deck to share with you all. Is it the best deck? Not necessarily, but it can go toe to toe with top decks like Sabine, have a great matchup against mid-range decks while still having an aggro plan against the control decks. What sets this deck apart from other decks is that we can use our units as our removal, which allows us to run far more units than most other decks would, while simultaneously having things like Bounty Hunter's Quarry in here to easily cheat out some 3-cost units ahead of curve, and giving us an unfair board advantage very early on by, for example, ECLing in a Greedo on turn 1. Originally I ran this deck as a double yellow deck, but I think we have too few tools to combat Sabine specifically. Cunning was nice, but what you really want in a deck like this is some life gain. I also tried Fennec blue and red thinking focusing on grit might work, but it was quite bad. Being in green gives us access to Echo as well as Sundari Peacekeeper and the main board, which are both excellent ECL targets. They help turn my Sabine matchup into a 50-50, and I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. The deck does have a weakness in the space arena. You want units that can deal 3 or 4 damage to clear threats, but there aren't enough low-cost options in yellow and green available to us. Mercenary Gunship is nice as a 3 attacker, so is Millennium Falcon, but neither can deal 4 damage, leaving the space arena feeling a little bit lopsided at times when facing other yellow decks. What is really cool though and kind of sold me on the deck is Pirated Starfighter, because it combos so nicely with Fennec's ambush, letting it attack in and then putting itself back into the hand to attack in again in a future turn. It's almost like you have an unlimited removal piece that can clear 2 and 3 cost space units on demand. Fleet Lieutenant as an ambush gives you a ton of momentum because you can attack in with it to clear something off the board and then simultaneously attack in with a rebel. Even though we don't run too many rebels in the deck, there are enough of them to make this play work out most of the time. Principled Outlaw is a great control piece. On turn 4 onwards you can play it out with Fennec to exhaust something and at the same time clear it. And then if it has too much damage on it already, you can even return it back to the hand with the Pirated Starfighter to ambush with it again in a turn after. Since we don't have that many late game traps, we can utilize Change of Heart and Traitorous to steal good units on a crucial turn. And we can bring Rebel Assault as a finisher against the control deck specifically to spike 8 damage. And then once we have done that, we can deploy Fennec Shand to deal an additional 4 damage, so this play alone nets you a 12 damage turn as early as turn 4. Fennec herself is a little bit on the weak side, so I used exclusively as a finisher after the opponent has already claimed priority, or when I want to ambush twice in one turn. Sometimes this means I don't flip the leader until turn 5 or 6, which feels a little bit strange at times because usually you want to deploy the leader as soon as possible. All in all, it's a fun deck that requires quite a bit of mastery and understanding what other decks do to perform well. I think it's a B tier deck bordering into A tier. It's a solid contender in an aggro meta, and I do hope we get more low cost units that have a good on attack trigger. I was considering R2-D2 and C3PO for this reason, but I can't really find space in the deck since these don't really have enough power on their own to be good ambushes. If you plan to play this deck, let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you want to support me, you can do so over on patreon.com/KuganaGaming, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars videos in the near future. See you all soon and have a great day.